Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for stopping by. If this is your first time, please don't let my channel name fool you. Even though I do like to stitch a lot of primitive designs, I do stitch other things as well. So I hope you enjoy my channel. And thank you if you're a returning viewer. I love reading all your comments and just getting to know you a little bit better. I hope that you don't mind the change of scenery. I am here in my craft room, and that's because the rest of my house is a total disaster. I spent most of yesterday undecorating, but I still have a few things left to put away. And every year I think, what was I thinking when I decorated? But also I made a decision to switch up my craft sewing room a little bit. I had all of my general crafting supplies in here, and along with my sewing and cross stitch supplies in this room. And it took me about 4 days to disassemble this room and take all my general crafting supplies and paper type supplies downstairs and set up a new room down there and make this just like a needlework sewing room. It's probably going to be a work in progress for several more days before I'm completely happy with it, but yeah, that's why we're in here, and I'm on the squeaky chair again, so please forgive that. Today is Sunday, December 31st. So Happy New Year to everyone. I hope that it brings you much stitchy happiness and good health. What am I going to talk about today? Well, today, obviously by the title, it is my year in review and my 2018 stitching/crafting plans. I got out my stitching journal. I use this a lot, and I've talked about it in a previous video that yes, I use the cross stitch app for some things, but I just have this fear of that app going away and I will lose everything. So I am a paper girl. I love writing things down in a notebook, and it's such an easy reference for me. I'm horrible about charging my tech devices, and I never have to charge my notebook. So I got that out and had a look through because I hadn't really mentally kept up with what I had stitched this year, and I was not pleasantly surprised to realize that I had not accomplished as much as I had hoped to accomplish this year. I do have 25 finishes. That is 9 down from last year. However, all of my finishes this year are small to medium size finishes, and that's a stretch saying that they're medium size finishes. I had no large finishes. Had a lot of large starts, but yeah, only 25 finishes. 10 of those were from 2017 Stitch Mania. So that left 15 previous whips, new starts. I don't know. I mean, I know that 25 may seem like a lot to some people, and to others it's just a drop in the bucket. And it's not a competition. I compete with myself, and I'm just kind of, as I look at them, I like them all, but it just isn't what I had hoped. So I will quickly review. You all have seen these in the past, and I'm just going to quickly show you sort of in the order that I've completed them. And show you what I completed in 2017. The first being one called, the first two actually are from a designer called Shelly, Auen, A-U-E-N, and I'm sorry, Shelly, if I am really messing that up. She has an Etsy shop, and I cannot remember the name of her Etsy shop. I'll try to put that in the notes below. Cute little prim designs, a tisket, a tasket, a cute little Easter design that I quickly finished in the beginning of the year. Then the second one is also from her, and it's called Hidden Among the Pussy Willows. Again, two cute little bunnies. After that, I finished A Bushel and a Peck, and this one is from Pineberry Lane. Then I had a 2016 Mania finish, Matilda Hornbuckle, and that's stitched over one, and I can't remember what count fabric that is. Tiny, whatever it is. One More Stitch from Little House Needleworks, that was also a 2016 start. And that was gifted to me by an Instagram friend, Flag Day Girl, and I passed that pattern and some fabric on to another stitcher. The next one was also a 2016 Mania start called Ghoul Tidings. Maybe I should put something behind these. And this is from Plum Street Samplers. My Soul is Fed, which is an Abby Rose Designs, and I believe this one was found in Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine, but it was also a 2016 Mania start. Then I had Liberty Parade, which was a 2016 Mania start, and it was out of Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher. I think it was might have been the premiere issue, but it had like four or five little crows in a row. It is, I could not locate it. I think it is in my Americana box downstairs. After that, I had Coffin Buzz, which was also a 2016 Mania start. And this is the one that I dyed with Tim Holtz, or I stamped on it with Tim Holtz Distress Inks. Oh, and speaking of coffee, do you see my new shirt? First I drink the coffee, then I do the things. The next set is called Petite Stitches, and it was a freebie from Pineberry Lane, and these were a 2017 Mania stitch, and I'm just going to finish these into small, like a scissor fob or a small pin keep. So those three, I counted that as one. Next is I Believe in Santa from the Primitive Hair. It was also a 2016 Mania, and it is also stitched over one. Then another one called Tisket a Tasket, but this is from Brenda Gervais. And I think this was a 2017 Mania start. From the Prairie Schooler, this is called A Prairie Year, but I only did the November. And I believe this is also a 2017 Mania. Santa's Workshop. This is by the Nebby Needle. Clearly I did not get this FFO'd for Christmas this year, but hopefully next year. And from Plum Street Sampler, Betsy's Tart. This was the 2017 Mania. And then I finally buckled down and did finish on the Witch Silhouette, which was a 2016 Mania start, and that is 1/1. And this one is still on the scroll rods. The Summer Schoolhouse Part 1 was a finish, and I have started Part 2. I'm almost finished with Part 2. My next finish is Ode to the Ort Basket, Brenda Gervais, and I do use it to put my orts in. Then I had my 6 Christmas ornaments that were from a combination from Brenda Gervais and Plum Street Samplers, but those have all been given away minus mine, which is already tucked away with Christmas decorations. But you can look at those in my last video. And then my final finish of the year, unless I quickly finish something tonight, is called Love and Joy Come to You, and it is from, oh, who made this one? Plum Street Samplers. And that is stitched on a very tiny, maybe 18 or 20 count Aida. 1/1. I think I had said that it was 1/2 in my previous video, but it's 1/1. So that wraps up all of my finishes for 2017. As you can see, all very small. And I love smalls. There's nothing wrong with smalls, but if you have been watching me for a while, you know I have a lot of large projects going on. So what are my plans for 2018? Historically, I have done the New Year, New Start. And I had planned to do that again this year, which I had prepared my fabric. I'd gotten it in the frame, found my starting point and everything. And I had planned to stitch from this book, which is a fantastic book, by the way, Stacy and Ash. I showed this in a previous video when I actually purchased it. And this, on the back cover, is probably the best photo to show you, is what I had planned for my New Year, New Start. It would probably go fairly quickly. It has words, although most of the words are over 1. However, after I had a look at how many I finished in 2017, and then I took a look at the number of works in progress that I have currently, which total 36. I'm not going to do a New Year, New Start. I don't think. I may be tempted. My 36 works in progress. My oldest one dates back to 2014. I have 1 from 2014. I have 3 from 2015. I have 5 from 2016. and the remaining 27 are from 2017. It was a great year of starts, I'll put it that way. So I'll show you my oldest one from 2014. It is from Exemplars from the Heart, and I'm going to butcher this first name, Mehitable Terrell, 1793 sampler. I love it. I don't know why I haven't worked on it more. This is where I am. So I am maybe a third of the way. This is stitched on either an 18 or 20 count Aida 1/1. It's a really soft fabric, and that may be why it's not a real easy fabric to stitch on for me. But I'm going to finish that this year. I want to get that out of my whip basket. My 3 for 2015 are huge. A real snow job from Heaven and Earth Designs. I think maybe I put in tops, maybe 300 stitches this year, maybe. So I really want to work on that. It's a mini. There's no reason I shouldn't be able to get that done. It shouldn't be languishing for years and years. The next one is And a Forest Grew. I love that one, and I have gone back and watched Lindy Stitch's video where she shows her finished one, and it inspires me to work on it, and every time I get it out to work on it, I love it and I don't want to put it away. So I really want to focus on that one this year as well. And then the other one from 2015 is a Halloween Mystery Sal. I think it might have come out in 2014. It's from the Primitive Hair, and I like it. I like it a lot. I just didn't keep up with the Sal, obviously. So that one is probably very, be a very easy finish for this year. Now my 5 from 2016, again, a couple of big ones. I have the 1803 Judith Townsend sampler. That one isn't huge. It's a Quaker sampler. I'm not as concerned about that one as I am Antique Tin Tiles. I would love to finish that one. That one's a Rosewood Manor. And then His Eye is on the Sparrow, another one that I absolutely love. And hate putting it away when it's time to put it away, but. And then the last one is one from Not Forgotten Farm called Old Witch Mary. And I do know why I haven't worked on that one. I'm off by a half a stitch, and that was kind of holding me up for a while. The fabric is a very loose weave and not as enjoyable to stitch with. I like the look of the fabric. It's just not an easy fabric to stitch on, but I will get back to that. Then my 27 from 2017, 20 of those are from Stitch Mania. So it's making me think about 2018 Stitch Mania and what I want to do for that. I'm not sure yet. But I have some pretty big pieces in in those 27, I have Let Freedom Ring that I would love to work on more. I have Mercy Goodheart from Shakespeare's Peddler that I'm itching to get back to. Pepper Cricket Farm, which is the Charles Wysocki Dimensions piece, and Vintage Birds. Those are probably the three biggest ones that I have going on from 2017. So I'm going to focus on completing some of my older whips. I'm still going to keep a rotation. If you recall, I started a rotation like around in mid-September this year, and I have enjoyed having the rotation. But I think I was going alphabetically, and instead of going alphabetically, I think maybe what I will do is restart the rotation going chronologically with the oldest, working on the oldest things first, just to get down my whip basket. There's nothing, I don't have a huge anxiety over the number of whips that I have. I have anxiety over the fact that I have one from 2014 and some from 2015, and here we're heading into 2018. I want these pieces finished. I want them on my walls, or, you know, in someplace in my house. So that's where I'm coming from on that, if that makes sense. I'm not gonna say that I won't have new starts in 2018, but I am gonna focus a lot on completing what I've already started. I'm also not gonna say I'm not gonna buy new things, but I am going to really scrutinize my spending and purchasing habits, because I have 3 file drawers full of designs that I couldn't wait to get, I couldn't wait to stitch, and they're just sitting in the file drawers calling to me, stitch me. I have a couple of series that I need to complete. Oh, and then I have Anniversaries of the Heart. I have that set and ready to go. I have the Garden Club series set and ready to go. I have Early Americans set and ready to go. Those are 3 huge projects. And before I undertake those, I want to knock out some of these others that I'm in love with. I just haven't been stitching on. What else do I have? Oh, not to mention the fact that I have quilts that have been sitting around unfinished for lots of years. Probably 2012, 2010. Then I want to make time for those. I have a lot of wool applique pieces that I have cut out and never stitched up. I have punch needle. I have rug hooking, rug braiding. So I want to try to make time and make space in my crafting schedule for those kind of things. I have a fabric full of basket full of fabric waiting to be made up into project bags. I also have a huge knitting project that I'm working on. I made one for my daughter. It's a Harry Potter Ron Weasley blanket. And I can't remember which movie it was in, but it's on Ron's bed, and it's just made up of 7-inch squares. And when we took a tour of the Harry Potter exhibit in New York City in 2012, I made one for my daughter, and my son was like, "Where's mine?" And so I have been working on that since 2014, and I need to get it finished for him. Not to mention the space that the yarn takes up in my crafting life. So if I can knock that out, get that out of the way, it makes more room for stitching stuff, right? So what am I going to work on new year, new start, rather than doing a new start? I decided to pull out last year's new year, new start. And I have to, let me tighten this up. I have to fix something on it. A subscriber pointed this out to me. I knew, when I first looked at the pattern, I read it, I saw the mistake, and I thought I have to remember to stitch that differently. And you know, I just got busy stitching away and totally forgot about the misspelling. It's not a misspelling, it's just the wrong word. And so now I need to pull some things out. But it is the Primitive Hare. It's called the Stitcher's Sampler. And it reads, "My soul is fed with needle and thread, only Isabel accidentally put feed instead of fed." So I've got to pull out one of the E's and the D, move the D back over and fix that. So this was my 2017 New Year, New Start, and I selected this particular one because the needle winder was from Emily, the fabric was from Abby, and the pattern was from Rebecca. And I still love it. I think of all three of those stitchers every time I work on it. And I do have, I'll unroll this one. I do have the bottom finished. Well, if I unroll it properly, or not. Of course, while you're on camera, you can't get things to work properly. So this is what it looks like so far, down on the bottom. And the top is just a repeat of this. So this could be a relatively quick finish. It's one color of Gentle Arts, can't remember, I think Garden Gate maybe. And yeah, this could be a relatively quick finish for me. And then it would knock me down to 35 whips. So that's probably what I'm going to work on tonight and tomorrow for my new year, new start. And beyond that, like I said, I'm switching up my rotation a little bit and going to work on some of my older whips and get those taken care of and off my mind and onto my walls, hopefully. I also want to focus on fully finishing items. I have this entire box full of things from past years. Some things I will never fully finish. I'll see if I can find one that, like, what was I thinking? Of course, it was the look of the day. It's probably way down in here. This is probably my oldest one right here. And I did this at a retreat. in, where was it? In the San Andres Mountains, from a shop called The Counted Thread in El Paso, Texas, which is closed. It's been closed for years. This was not something that I would have picked, but it was a retreat project, and it used a lot of Rainbow Gallery fancy threads. If you can't tell, they're turkeys, the two on the end. It's kind of an argyle look, obviously. What's another one that, oh, right here. She's cute. She's just not my taste anymore. And I'm not sure that, I don't know. It was back when the hand-dyed threads were new to me. I think that they hadn't been around for a long, long time. I don't even know who this is from. I probably still do have the patterns somewhere deep in the depths of the file cabinet. And it was one of my first attempts at silk ribbon embroidery. The flowers and the flower petals are all with silk ribbon. And this very primitive angel. But anyway, that's all for another day. My point being, I have this huge box full. I mean, they're packed in here of things that I need to decide what to do with them, how to finish them. So I want to focus on that this year too, because while I feel like I am a process stitcher, I also want to see the finish and want to see it displayed in my home. But I've just been lazy and stuck them in a box. They're not under my bed, but they are in a box. So I think that is going to be it for today. Not any dramatic plans for the new year. I don't know. I just want to be more aware of what I'm stitching, why I'm stitching it, and finishing what I have started. That's the plan, so that I can free up my mind to really think about what I want to start next, and do it with a clear head. Maybe. I don't know if that makes sense. I'm rambling. I am so rambling. Oh, I do want to share with you a little Christmas present I bought for myself because I just could not pass it up. I am a huge coffee drinker. That's never been a secret. And because I work with children, I have to have a spill-proof coffee cup. And trust me, even those have gotten broken somehow. So I was in need of a new one, and I found this at Target the other day. But First Coffee. And I couldn't pass it up. It's a Contigo. It's got the twistable spill-proof lid. And I just thought it was too cute to pass up. So there's that, and it matches my shirt, which can also be found at Target. All right. I hope that you all have a very happy new year. Be safe. And I will see you in the new year. Bye for now.